What's happening, chess fans? Welcome to Net Chess and Chill. Today's episode number 124 of my Rapid Rating Climb series, and we are on a journey to 1000 ELO. So, if you guys enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into today's game. Alright, get the tunes on. We will jump in, see who we got to play today. Akaza Usta. Good luck, my friend. Alright. D5. They play a Queen's Gambit right away. I think we'll just go kind of like a Slav. Now, I'm not very good at these positions. I don't know necessarily what I should be doing a lot of the times. I know that this pin... Okay, now that won't be a thing. We'll bring the bishop out. They could play this move. So they opt for the pin. So we play e6. I would like to get my bishop out to probably, maybe not here because they haven't taken yet, but do I want him to be able to move his knight there? Not 100% really. I'll bring my bishop out here. We're ready to castle. Let's see. They want their bishop on this file. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe to move it here. Okay. I think we'll start pushing pawns on our... Get the knight over to d7 square. I see that he might think about lining up here. I don't know what the queen move here was necessarily supposed to do, but I am curious. He has a lot of pressure on this square right now, especially if he does... Okay, so now we get some open files. I can get my knight activated to c6, which is a little bit better square, I think, than d7. Perhaps. Alright, so they're attacking this. I have a knight here covering that, so I'm not too worried about that, but I am going to just keep developing my pieces. I think we'll put pressure on the queen and the bishop. Alright, so if I take here, he can take with the knight. I can take with the knight. I don't know if I really like all that. I could also maybe just advance this pawn. Maybe the knight would have to move back. Alright, so now I think that I can take the pawn. So now if he moves his knight here, I can also take. So we're up a pawn now. We need to look for attacking opportunities. So we're threatening the queen. My opponent isn't counting necessarily very well. We're up 2 pawns now. I think getting my queen off the back rank as well as bringing potentially a rook over is a decent move. I think I might bring my queen over here. I need to be very careful. I make big mistakes in these sorts of positions all the time, and it really affects my morale as a chess player. So so if he takes, I can take. That's something. I could defend so that if he takes, I recapture, and then my rook sees his rook. Might not be a bad way to go. I could also I think I'm gonna bring my queen over to this square to get my, well, hold on, let's see. What if I come over here? Does that do anything for me? Not really. I think I am gonna come over to here. Defending this pawn. Now I can maybe move my rook over. I can push the pawn as well. That was also an adept move. But I think I'm okay with him doing this, me taking. I could also take with the queen, I think. Now I cannot take with the queen, so if he takes, I'll recapture. He'll probably take a rook. We could get bishops off the board right now as well. I think we will. I can now take with the queen. I need to make a luft for my king, for sure. I would like to trade queens. I would like to trade everything. We're up 2 pawns. This should be a winning endgame for us. A move like this comes to mind. I don't know, maybe not. I don't really want him to just back his queen. I really want to trade queens, so okay. So I am fine with this. I think I'll make a luft for my king. Can also play this move. Kind of messes up my pawn structure a little bit, so maybe not. It's always intense when you have just heavy pieces in the end game. I feel like at least I get pretty stressed. I have a move like this. Maybe I can double my rooks. Yeah. So he wants this pawn. Is that what I'm seeing? I can also just move this rook over. I think I will do that. Yeah, I don't think that's a good move. Maybe he's got something in mind that I don't see right here. I mean, I guess he can move here. Yeah, he can go all the way back. Go for the queen trade. He doesn't have to do it. I guess now I need to be careful of some things. I might have opened up a little bit of opportunity for my opponent. It's probably better to maybe trade off a set of rooks. I guess I can go right back if I have to, but he might actually trade and mess up my pawn structure, and I'm okay, I think. Yeah, maybe it's not good for me to trade queens now that I look at it. We'll do this again. Alright, my opponent doesn't want to trade queens. That is alright with me. I will be probably providing a rook trade here. Alright, so We'll trade a set of rooks. I'm gonna try and advance this pawn and maybe get my king activated. Maybe. My king is kind of safe here. I would like to trade queens, so. My opponent might try and go here. I don't think that's necessarily a great move. Not too sure what he wants to do. I'm assuming he wants to trade queens. Fine with that. He'll win a pawn back. That's fine with me. I will give this check. I will now walk my king. Should have played this first, probably, but. This is a very drawish game now because I'm only a pawn up, maybe, so. I'm attacking two different pawns right now. Seems like he might want to keep that one. I'm sure he'll push one. Maybe he'll take. We're gonna do this. If he comes right here, I will push my king. If he pushes the pawn, I'll still move my king, I think. Probably should bring my rook here. That makes sense. If he moves his king, I can take the pawn. I like Finland's flag. That's actually a really pretty flag. So my opponent doesn't have so many moves. I don't think I mean, maybe I am completely winning, but as far as me converting this to an absolute win, it is hard for me. I want to play the move G5. That's something that's coming to mind. So if he takes, I take, and I mean, we're just dwindling down his pawns. So now he wants maybe a move like this. My opponent needs to move his rook now to here. D8, C8, A8. Oh, he goes for this. I can just slide over. Again, I can just slide over. Why is he doing this? Alright, so we have 3 pawns versus 2 pawns. King cannot come in. We'll attack the rook. We will again attack the rook. He now cannot come in at all. I have a move like this. King can come here. That was probably not a good move by me. Maybe it is, because I can take with the rook, actually. I think he needs to move that way. Okay. We'll just keep pushing. Keep pushing the pawns. So he might push this pawn now. I will attack this way. His king can now back up if he wants to. That kind of sucks. We'll go like this. I can take. Alright, he doesn't want that. Has to move his king. Push the pawn. Now we were making some progress. We will rotate. We will win the pawn. He's gonna give a check, which is whatever. What a freaking... You hate to see it. What a baby. What a baby. I hate seeing games like that. We'll play one more. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Here we go. Raw Red 16. Have I ever played you before? I don't think so. He's from the Philippines. Alright. He starts with knight to f3. Interesting. I'm going to play for the center. Go for this pin. Can also just go straight away for this. I think we'll go for the pin first. We can push for e6, get our knight developed to c6. I'm okay with that move. I think e6 is also what we want to be doing. So e6 for sure. He'll probably come down and pin. It's kind of a regular move to see. He could also play maybe h3 to attack the bishop. I think I'll take. We now attack this pawn to get our pawn back. We should be able to do so. And then we'll castle. I am also looking at this. This is a fork, so I think I want to castle first, but maybe a move like this is ingenious. I think we'll take the pawn. So he's going for this fork. I mean, it's kind of a silly one because I can just play the check, I think, and take the knight unless the knight just goes back, which is what my opponent should probably do. Okay, so now we can castle. We are basically fully developed. I have ideas of doing this now as well to my opponent. So bringing the rook to c8 seems like a decent move for me as well. But in the meantime, I really think that something like this is pretty powerful. The queen seems pretty misplaced over here. So he sees this square. I'm gonna attack the bishop and potentially this. I will take the bishop if he allows me. I also want to get this rook involved over here. I think we'll be good to go. So they need to take this way. Which is kind of obnoxious, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I can imagine them pushing this pawn now. Ugh! I just messed up a fork. So we'll take this way. I do have 2 pieces to take right here. So I think he needs to take with the queen. It's not actually as detrimental as I thought it might be. It's kind of a bad position for my opponent because I can actually just take with check right now. Yeah, this is pretty rough actually for my opponent. He can move his king now, but then he loses the bishop. Yeah, I think he needed to take the queen on the last one, for sure. We definitely have a strong position, and we have tons of time, so I'm going to spend time to make sure that I am playing the best moves. Or what I guess, I mean, we need to win. Last game was kind of tough. I definitely hate drawing games. I hate to say it. I guess it's better than losing, but I almost would rather lose. Just drawing when you're in a winning, drawing when you're down sucks, but drawing in a winning position is just so nice. Drawing when you're winning is just so terrible. It just sucks. So my opponent is down a lot of material now. They played that incredibly wrong. I think we'll defend the bishop, at least for the moment. Take the pawn. We're up a crazy amount of material, so. We will put the rook dead in the middle. Also could have given the check first, which would have been fine, I think. But I'm down to trade everything. So, yeah, this game is going pretty much in our favor. I mean, all we have to do is make sure we don't blunder checkmate. Alright. So we're completely winning. Now, trick is how to convert to a completely winning endgame. Just push our pawns. I think that'll do the trick. Or they resign. So that game was pretty horrendous on my opponents, and I don't know if I even played with 77% accuracy, so I had a few inaccuracies and one mistake. So the knight up, I bet knight d7 is a better move, but yeah, just doing this first is better. Okay, so a little inaccurate the way I played it. My opponent gave back the pawn instead of defending the pawn, so I'm gaining an advantage, especially, excuse me, now when I get to give the check. Oh. Why am I Oh, look at me. So, in the game, I think even my opponent might have thought this. I actually misjudged. I think I would have seen it had he just, I mean, honestly, he could have just gone like that. I would have probably seen this, but this is protected right now by the bishop. I kind of brain farted. I didn't really see that, so hopefully I would have seen that during the game if he had actually played the bishop over, which would have been the better move. The reason I was like, he's got to go back, is because I thought undefended, right? But he has actually pushed e3 already, so that was just miscalculation on my end. If he did play this move, I do have a move like this maybe, but he can just get the fork, right? Yeah, so definitely not a good move on my end, but I digress. Castling wasn't necessarily the best move either. So I had a few inaccurate moves. Yeah, just pushing the pawns in the center because he just gave us the center. It's not all the time that with the black pieces you get the center the way that I have right here. He's not really even contesting for it. His pieces are kind of in weird spots. So this was just basically to make his bishop decide whether he actually wanted to keep the bishop or not. He decided yes, he did want to keep the bishop. Now I moved my rook over and he got to fork me. I took with the bishop, and the point is if he captures with the pawn, I get to take the rook with my queen on the very next move. If he takes with the queen, I do get the trade, and I get a knight. So it actually is not as good. It's not a really that great of a fork. This just blunders straight up the knight. Taking with the bishop is far superior, right? I give the check this way, and he can only do one thing. He has to move the king. So I take the bishop. He threatens my bishop. I take a pawn, defending my bishop. He does this kind of weird number. I play rook in the center, which is not really a great move, but it's okay. Pushing my pawns. Always a move that I forget to see. I liked this because it just led to a big trade, and he resigned here because, I mean, he's got nothing. He's down 10 points of material, so I'm actually thankful that he played as long as he did, but I know it was probably hard. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's games. I'm rated 991. I'm literally, maybe in the next video I'll be able to cross 1,000 depending on how high of a rating we play and if I win or lose. So we're getting to the point where I'm almost at the threshold. So the series is coming to an end here shortly. Hopefully, I mean, hopefully I don't have like a big bad stretch where I just lose a bunch of games, but I think that I'm getting better and that I'm learning stuff, and I think this series has been really fun. I've gained around 500 points of ELO from the start of where I started at to where I am now, and it's really cool to see the levels to this game. I mean, just first glance at something like this, you're like, oh, okay, the pieces move that way, and then there's just so much depth to it from there. So it's very interesting to me. I really like it. I wish I started at a younger age and played more often, but it's my favorite hobby at the moment, and I will continue. So I think after we get to the 1,000 ELO mark, I will probably start a new series where we go to higher ELOs. I haven't decided what I want to shoot for. I see a lot of videos on Road to 2,000 and stuff like that. I think that's a pretty big goal for some of these guys. And in that, I think it'll take hundreds and hundreds of videos potentially to reach that goal, if ever. So I think that that's a big, like, that's a lot. I think breaking it into smaller goals is a little better and more achievable and gives me the sense of accomplishment that I um, lack in chess, because chess is very humbling as a game. Um, I guess let me know if you guys made it this far in the video. Let me know what you think in the comments, like whether I should, like, kind of what my goal should be, maybe after 1,000 ELO. And I'll take it into consideration and potentially name the series after whatever I get the most comments off of, or if if you guys agree that maybe setting a more shallow goal is a good idea or not. Yeah, just let me know. I've had a lot of fun with you guys. This isn't necessarily my I got 1,000 ELO video, but I figured I'd break the wall a little bit and just chat with you guys and let you know that I'm thankful that you all follow me, support me. It's really cool to have. I mean, I've got almost 1,000 followers on YouTube. It's phenomenal to me. I never expected this, so I'm just playing chess and learning and having fun, and you guys are kind of along the ride with me. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you tomorrow.